Hello Internet, this is Roshi, and I'm back with some more reactions. This time I am watching two character trailers. We have Aoife's character trailer, and we have Escoffier's character trailer. So, I'm going to watch them, I'm going to talk about them. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Good morning. Don't be fooled. I'm not a morning person, but I have to get to the clinic to feed the critters or they'll start making a real racket. All set for your next trip? You know where you're going. Feeling okay? Got everything you need? Ooh, actually, wait. There's just one last thing I want to check first.
No way, bro!
Here's to a safe journey.
Hit me up, bro!
Let's go.
Oh dear! Oh dear!
Come on, buddy. Easy now, Kakuku.
Hold tight, bro!
There's always going to be those moments where you have to say goodbye, but nothing's ever made me regret my choice. Animals are a lot like kids. They're the future, and I'll always protect them. I'm a medic, not a warrior. I leave my guns holstered unless I absolutely need them. Come here, you little rascal! If you ever need a hand with anything, don't be shy. Hit me up anytime.
Hit me up, bro!
Okay. Oh, is there more? No, just a long outro. Right there, okay. Yeah, so let's talk about Aoife for a minute here. I think Aoife is a really... Oh man, okay, so here's the thing. Aoife is just a really good concept for a character, in my opinion. I like I said, I really like his cowboy aesthetic. I like that he's a veterinarian. I like how his dialogue is very much, or at least there's that part where, right here, I'm a medic, not a warrior. Right? Like, he's not going around fighting because he can, he's healing first. So I think that's really cool. His idea of how, animals are a lot like kids. You know, you need to protect them because they're our future. Blah blah blah. That stuff. You know, cool message right there. You know, he's I mean, he just seems like a genuine good dude and probably a really fun character to interact with in the game itself. He's got his bird buddy. With the, the no way, bro, like that guy. I mean, it's funny. I think so anyway. It's a good duo because he seems very like, head on his shoulders, knows what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. And then he has this little companion thing that I've heard is, I don't know specifically why, but I've heard is pretty unhinged. And will probably add some comic relief. This shot right here I went on to because I love this. This is such a cool idea. It's like this, oh man. I don't even know how you explain this stuff. It's a silhouette, obviously, but then there's rim lighting on it. But then there's some parts of it that are just lit up normally. Oh, there might be a term for this, but I'm not exactly sure. Either way, this shot of his silhouette walking with some things colored, with the lighting effect on it in a specific way, is really, really cool. I really like this shot. This was probably my favorite part in the entire the trailer. Just having his walk cycle, and you see that. Now, other than, Aoife just being a really cool character in general, some cool shots being in here, we talk about his mindset, his relationship with this bird companion. There is the one thing that I'm still, and I talked about this before, that I'm still not crazy about, and this isn't meant to really be insulting. It's just my reason for, well, I mean, I have several reasons for not pulling for these characters that are coming up, just because I don't have the the stuff to do so. So I need to save. That's just what that is. But I was waiting to see in his character trailer if his animations for his attacks were going to feel any different. I've talked about game feel before on this channel, and I've given some examples of good game feel where you see it and you're like, ooh, I feel that. Like that's actually there's something to that. Just by seeing it, it feels nice. Normally game feels when you're actually playing, so it could be different if I was actually playing him during his test run or whatever, and it feels good that way. But there are some characters who can just have good game feel when you just look at them. You see that, I'm like, wow, that's impactful. His animations don't feel that way to me. He still feels very floaty in a sense. And that's partially because he is flying at some points. But where I was looking for it mostly was with his gun. Right now, his gun, just based on this and other things that I've seen, feels like a little pea shooter. He's just like pew pew, kind of. It's like you just kind of hear like he's shooting a staple gun, which would still hurt, but it's not feeling like someone's getting impacted by some kind of bullet or blast or whatever. Not like you would have with Chlorine, not like you would have with Chevreuse. It's very mild compared to a lot of the other gun users and other characters who didn't use guns, such as Hazo and Risley, you know? But that's just my opinion there. Otherwise, I think he has a sick design. I love his I forget what it's called, but when he lights up, he's got like, you know, kind of like the skeletal thing going on. He's got like the ribs. He's got the, oh man, the cheekbones on the face with the eyes. Yeah, he's definitely, oh man, it's like Day of the Dead style, like paint and stuff with the whole skeletons and like, ah man, it's so cool. He's such a vibe. I think he's one of the coolest characters that have come out recently. He might be the coolest character who's come out recently. Hold on, let me think. Well, I mean, there's other characters that I like, you know, like Citlali, but I wouldn't describe Citlali as cool. I would describe her as a bunch of other things. But he seems kind of like the I don't know. He's like a friendly badass. Does that make sense? That's how I'm feeling about it. Anyway, that's enough about Aoife. Let's get into Escoffier. I keep feeling like I'm saying iced coffee when I say her name. I'm probably saying it wrong. Anyway, it's fine.
When you create a new dish, all the ingredients have to work in harmony, like cogs in a machine. Oh, here's a better analogy. It's like composing a symphony from musical notes.
These food shots.
Sweet and sour with a refreshing aftertaste. But then...
I love this so much already. Oh, I want to read that. Hold on. I'm gonna wait till after. Oh man, this music. Okay. Wow, there is quite a bit to unpack here, in my opinion. Let me go back and read this real quick. Invitation. Presenting new culinary creations. A tasting awaits at Hotel de Board in 2 days. We look forward to welcoming you, Escoffier. All right. Okay. Now, oh boy, let's get into this, I guess. Where to start? Right off the bat, I'm going to say that I'm not going to talk too much, if at all, about her character design, because I've already went over that a bunch of times before. If you want to know what I think, you can watch the other videos that I've reacted that she's in, such as her teaser, and I'm pretty sure there was something else, I can't remember, but I've mentioned her design a couple times. It's whatever. Now, she is a very pretty character in general, and I really like her animations. I've talked about that too. Her animations are great, very unique feeling. The mecha tail that she's got is just so cool when it comes to her animations with her attacks. I've already talked about that. Moving on to the things that are specifically to this. I can't express how much I love this setup. We have, and I'm not going to know a lot of terminology here, but we have this opening with the making and mixture of all these foods. You can see how the frame is. Like, it's very just like old styled everything with like the crunchy staticky effect and muted colors and just like it's old footage. I don't know, I really like that feel, and it fits really well with this very subtle, not necessarily subtle, but like this classical music that has very much this French feel to it, because Fontaine, it's got the Fontaine feel, I'll say. And at the end it closes the same way. You kind of get more of this sort of footage, and it just sort of peters out. It's really cool. I like that. And then when you actually get into it, also, by the way, these food shots, what are you, a freaking Ghibli film? Get out of here. What are you trying to do to me? I love her kind of dancing, moving around with this light that's swirling around her and stuff as she's tasting something, thinking about whatever. And yeah, it's just like this whole other mind state. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. It's kind of like we entered into her mind for a moment there, and she's just kind of absorbing all the flavors and stuff in that moment, and just moving as to how she feels from tasting them. So there's that. There is also this whole sequence here where it's her setting up, and it's the different shots of her doing something, where they're in one place doing something for a little bit, cut, different place doing something, cut, different place doing something. I love that. There's something about that cinematic move to show that someone is busy and time is going by while they're doing something, without showing you every single detail of what it is that they're doing, but you get enough of it to get that idea of what's going on. And because it's so quick, it's just, I don't know, it just keeps things moving. It's a nice pace, especially when building up to something, right? So there's that. Once again, we have these moments here, tasting something, swirling around. There's this invitation out that she's going to be making a meal. All this stuff, which we see at the end here with Verena, Navia, and Lynette. Which, nice little cameos. Yeah, I mean, I think it was around this point where the music really started to pick up a bit, and it had, you know, you had those violins, but you had a little bit of that electronic feel to it. A little bit of that, I don't know, like it's that style that I really like. Still kind of keeping that Fontaine feel. Actually, it is throughout the entire thing. But I love this shot, this big old grand hallway, or possibly soon to be dining area. I mean, you got tables set up. It probably is a dining area, but there's a lot of open space in the middle here. So perhaps these would be filled with tables at some point, or there's the table at the end, or something like that. Either way, this is like some grand hall area where I believe we even saw in the previous version trailer that maybe that competition was being held in this area. Or maybe the inside of Fontaine places look relatively the same. I don't know. It seems like it's that place. But you have all this fog, but the light coming through, and her just walking down the center of it. Love this shot so much, especially with that build-up of the music here. And then, yeah, she plays Fruit Ninja. She's professional. She's a professional at that. It's great. What's yeah, bending the spoon. How she try like this. Okay, so this is an example of her trying something and just not being cool with it, right? She is trying to make the perfect entree, the perfect dish for this thing that she sent the invitation out to, right? It's almost, I mean, like, of course I don't really know the order of things here, but it seems like she sent out the invitation, and now she's like, I gotta make the thing for this banquet, right? I need to make the thing for this meal. And now she's just going through the motions of trying to develop the perfect entree for the event that is coming. So she's going through a bunch of trial and error right now. So that is neat. And this definitely allows us to see, she looks devious here with the ice knives. I love it. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's more so than just I'm a chef, I'm good at cooking. Like, yes, there is obviously that. It's mostly that. But at least we are seeing a little bit more of her personality here, in my opinion. Well, we saw her personality before, but we're getting more of that sense of how she is just as hard on herself, because it's not her first attempt. Her first attempt is not the one that she goes with. It's not perfect off the bat. She criticizes herself, and she just tries harder. And she shows that by, like, bending the spoon, like angry, frustrated, like, this is not what I wanted. This was not the vision, right? So she keeps on going. So I really like that. We have these cool shots of the, oh yep, she bends the spoon here again, like, just angry. Yep, she does it a few times, you know? Wasn't even the second time it was good, you know? I like this, the dance, and she's like conducting as she does it with all these fruits and vegetables flying around. And yeah, slimes get involved. Why not? Why not? Yeah. And then we have this scene here where we have our cameos and she presents the food. I mean, there's just, yeah. There's a lot of good stuff in this. This was very beautifully done, I think. Now, if I had to make a criticism about it, is that this is a good character trailer. It really is. She also had a good character teaser. I think her stuff has been pretty, like, awesome so far. But I still wanted something a little different. Just a little bit. Somewhere. And I know you can't tell everything about a character in these things, but we went into this knowing that she's a chef before she was introduced as a chef, and all we really got about is about how she is a chef. Sure, we learn that she's hard on herself, that she's just as strict with herself as she is with everyone else. That's nice. We see how passionate she is about being a chef. She's not just a chef for the hell of it. She has her mecha to assist her in her duties as a chef and her process of making the food. We learn a fair amount of her. But if you notice, it is all about being a chef. It's not a bad thing, but it's very much Hoyoverse going the whole the kiss route about things, the keep it simple stupid, which is fair. They're like, yeah, we have a character who's obviously a chef. Let's keep talking about how they're a chef in chefy ways, and it's like, okay, great. And they did the same thing with Verissa, where it's like, we have a character who likes to eat, and she is a wrestler. Let's talk about those things all the time. It's like, well, she's also a farmer. Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the food, because that's what people want to see. The food. I mean, food does get views. So, yeah, I feel like Hoyoverse just has an issue with, they present a character who has a job, and then they're like, all right, this character is that job. And I'm over here like, no. Like, yes, but no. Like, I don't know. There's something, it's my problem that I had with Goro forever ago. Because, well, let's be honest, his trailer was garbage. They did him dirty. You learn nothing new about him in that. It's literally the same lines you've heard him say before that, if he appeared in anything else before that. And then it's just like, yeah, he's a general. Good, I don't care, I knew that. So, unfortunately, I feel like Hoyoverse just has that issue of sharing. I don't know. It is also a trailer at the same time, so they don't need to go. I'm sure there's like a lot more deeper with her. Maybe everything else that is to her is fairly deep, you know. Once again, going back to the Verissa thing, I don't think her being a farmer or growing crops or whatever that is, I don't think that's that deep. That's not a secret. That doesn't have to be a secret. But they could have talked about that. This here, maybe there is something else that she does, or something that she's into that isn't just cooking, that isn't just preparing food. I could be wrong though. Regardless, this was a lot of fun. Both Aoife and Escoffier here. They were great trailers. I was very entertained. I think that, I mean, I know we're not really getting into that here, but mechanically wise, I know that Escoffier is for freeze teams. And I've said this for a while, although I'm not a huge fan of meta related stuff, I do like my freeze teams because I'm just like, I'm cryo guy. Ice is my favorite element in most things that I do, if I can have that. So I think freeze teams are making a comeback. I think freeze characters are going to make a comeback, and I'm just pretty sure that's the case, especially now since we're getting a character that specifically boosts those kinds of teams. I'm glad to see it. And yes, although it's common knowledge that you can't freeze a boss, that doesn't mean you can't apply the effect and do the extra damage because they are frozen. So it's still a thing that happens. So I don't know. I have no issue with it. I think it's great. I hope they keep moving in the direction that they're going in as far as improving freeze team stuff. Obviously not every character this from here on out is going to do that. They'll switch to something else next time to boost that even more. As far as their character trailers go, beautiful as usual. The visuals of this one, the music here that we got, just awesome. Hit all the right spots. Her design, not gonna get into it. She's a very good looking character. Little weird for the profession that she has, but good looking character. I do like her a lot. She's very cute. And other than that, I mean, that is essentially it. I am curious to know what else there is to her. So maybe one day I'll find that out. I'm sure a lot of you are. Well, I know the majority of you who are caught up in the game, who are going to get a chance to play this character's story quest. You let me know. Let me know if it's enjoyable. Don't tell me what happens in it, but if you happen to do it and return to this video, leave a comment. Just be like, yup, it's worth it. Or like, it's alright. Whatever it is you want to say. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just curious to get the general gist of the situation. But anyway, that is it for me. Thank you so much for joining me as always. I appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like, leaving a comment down below, checking out the description for additional ways of how to support me, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Look at that, it's just a button away. You can click that, be subscribed, you know, hit the bell, be notified of all the things that I do. Every little bit counts, guys, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to watch me rant about silly things. But that's it. Until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.